Welcome to our U.S. briefing show, everyone. Today, we're diving into some intriguing international stories. First up, President Trump's ties to the Philippines may run deeper than you think, possibly through his mother, Imelda Marcos. The Philippine leader is in the U.S. seeking a trade deal and strengthening defense ties, all while referencing family history that might influence their interactions. It's a fascinating mix of personal history and politics. Next, we're looking at China's ongoing dance with Europe. As China celebrates 50 years of diplomatic relations with the EU, it's clear they're trying to get closer, but mistrust and U.S. influence keep things complicated. Despite efforts to boost cooperation on trade and climate change, experts say progress is slow, and China might be waiting for the U.S. to make a move first. It's a high-stakes game of diplomacy. Finally, the U.S. is once again leaving UNESCO, citing disagreements over Israel and Palestine. This marks the third time the U.S. has pulled out, and it's a move that reflects ongoing tensions and shifting priorities in international cooperation. Despite the reduced funding, UNESCO remains committed to its mission, and the story continues to develop. Please continue to watch for more detailed coverage. CNN reports on the intriguing historical and familial ties between Donald Trump and Philippine leader Ferdinand Marcos Jr., emphasizing how personal connections can influence diplomatic relations. Trump's first question to Marcos upon their initial conversation in November, "How's Imelda?" reveals his admiration for family lineage and his familiarity with Imelda Marcos, the flamboyant former First Lady known for her extravagant lifestyle and political resilience. Their shared history dates back to the 1980s when Trump, then a New York businessman, mingled with Imelda Marcos at high society events, even capturing moments with her at a birthday party in 1991. This familial bond appears to serve as a strategic asset for Marcos Jr., who hopes to leverage it to secure favorable trade agreements and strengthen defense ties with the U.S., especially amid ongoing tensions with China. Philippine officials see this personal rapport as a significant advantage, underscoring the importance of family and personal relationships in international diplomacy, especially with a leader like Trump who values such bonds highly. South China Morning Post explores the complex dynamics of China's diplomatic efforts to recalibrate its relationship with the European Union amidst the backdrop of U.S.-China tensions. As China marks 50 years of diplomatic relations with the EU, Beijing's diplomatic overtures aim to capitalize on transatlantic discontent and promote cooperation, but progress remains elusive. Chinese officials, including Foreign Minister Wang Yi, have made efforts to dispel fears of assertiveness and stress China's role as a responsible global power, emphasizing shared interests like climate change and economic stability. However, structural mistrust, diverging strategic priorities, and the EU's cautious approach, shaped by its complex relationship with the U.S. and concerns over China's global ambitions, have hindered breakthroughs. Experts warn that Europe overestimates its leverage and remains wary of China's strategic intentions, especially as internal divisions and external pressures, such as the Ukraine conflict, complicate efforts to forge a more balanced partnership. The article underscores the delicate balancing act China faces in trying to deepen ties without provoking further mistrust. Nikkei Asia discusses the United States' decision to withdraw from UNESCO once again, highlighting the cyclical nature of U.S. engagement with the agency. After rejoining in 2023 under President Biden, the U.S. announced its departure in 2025, citing concerns over alleged anti-Israel bias and UNESCO's promotion of divisive social causes. This move, which will take effect at the end of 2026, echoes past withdrawals under Reagan and Trump, driven by political disagreements over issues like Palestine's recognition and perceived bias against Israel. UNESCO's leadership expressed regret but prepared for the withdrawal, noting that U.S. contributions, now constituting only a small fraction of the agency's budget, will have limited impact. Despite the financial implications, officials remain committed to UNESCO's mission, emphasizing that the U.S. will continue to collaborate with the organization through non-governmental channels. The recurring withdrawals reflect broader political tensions and ideological disagreements over the agency's role in global cultural and educational initiatives, illustrating how domestic politics continue to influence international engagement. Associated Press highlights the importance of proactive planning as the clock ticks down to retirement, emphasizing that many successful investments are automated, but transitioning into retirement demands hands-on strategies. Christine Benz from Morningstar advises envisioning your ideal retirement while you still have time, and taking 5 essential steps: evaluating the role of work, tracking current expenses, verifying Social Security benefits, assessing current savings, and de-risking your portfolio. These measures ensure your financial stability and flexibility, enabling you to make necessary adjustments, whether saving more, altering investment strategies, or postponing retirement, to align your plans with your aspirations and market realities. The Associated Press also reports on the Justice Department's efforts to interrogate Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein's former partner, amidst ongoing investigations into Epstein's abuse of underage girls. Despite her 20-year prison sentence, Maxwell's potential knowledge about Epstein's crimes keeps her in the DOJ's crosshairs. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche underscores the department's commitment to transparency and justice, affirming plans to interview Maxwell and possibly unseal grand jury transcripts. Her lawyer confirms discussions are underway, and the department aims to uncover the full extent of Epstein's network, with the hope that Maxwell's cooperation might shed light on others involved in the heinous abuse. South China Morning Post details the delicate geopolitical dance between China and India amid recent developments. Despite the lingering tensions from their 2020 border clash, both nations are making efforts to normalize relations, with Indian Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar's visit to Beijing signaling cautious progress. Chinese President Xi Jinping calls for a multipolar world, urging mutual trust and cooperation, while the two countries work to de-escalate border tensions and resume direct flights. However, China's announcement of a massive hydroelectric dam on the Tibetan Plateau, aimed at generating 3 times the energy of the Three Gorges Dam, threatens to rekindle disputes. The dam's strategic location on the Yarlung-Tsangpo River, which flows into India's Arunachal Pradesh, raises environmental and water security concerns, complicating the fragile diplomatic thaw and adding a new layer of tension to their complex relationship. South China Morning Post reports that the European Union finds itself in a precarious position, caught between the United States and China as it prepares for a crucial summit with China. The U.S., under President Trump, has issued threats of imposing tariffs up to 30%, with a minimum of 15 to 20%, especially targeting automotive imports, which puts immense pressure on the EU's trade negotiations. Meanwhile, China's tightening restrictions on rare earth exports and its strategic support for Russia amid the Ukraine war complicate the EU's efforts to forge a balanced relationship. While the EU hopes China can leverage its influence over Russia to help end the conflict, China's primary focus remains on countering U.S. influence in its rivalry with Washington, making it unlikely to prioritize European security concerns. The EU's economic interests are deeply intertwined with China and the U.S., with China being its second-largest trading partner and a key player in reducing its large trade deficit through expanding service exports. The article emphasizes that the EU's future strategic autonomy depends on broadening partnerships and adopting a pragmatic approach, encouraging China to make realistic concessions on market access and technology collaboration, which could ultimately strengthen the global trading system beyond U.S. dominance. South China Morning Post also highlights the ambitious plans for a spaceport partnership between the U.S. and Taiwan that could revolutionize international travel and space logistics. The proposed collaboration aims to develop suborbital flights capable of reducing travel time between Taipei and Houston from over 14 hours to just 2.5 hours, utilizing emerging spaceplane technology that briefly exits Earth's atmosphere before gliding back to a runway. While still in experimental stages, such flights could eventually serve tourism, cargo, and even human transportation, with Houston's Ellington Airport already holding a spaceport license. Taiwan's nascent space industry is seen as strategically vital, with plans to establish a rocket launch center in Pingdong, potentially expanding to include spaceport functions by 2031. Experts acknowledge the technical challenges involved, especially in managing the physiological effects of space travel on humans, but U.S.-Taiwan cooperation signals a significant step toward integrating Taiwan into next-generation aerospace supply chains. This collaboration underscores Taiwan's growing importance in space innovation and U.S. efforts to strengthen its strategic alliances in the Indo-Pacific, amidst ongoing geopolitical tensions with China, which remains excluded from NASA programs and views Taiwan as part of its territory. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6-do brief via email.
Ancient law, future built, unpaid and raw.